Hello everyone. Dual nature of radiation and matter part 2. Einstein's photoelectric equation. In this video I will be discussing Einstein's photoelectric equation. So the first topic that I will be discussing in this video is about photoelectric effect and the wave theory of light. Now according to wave theory, light is an electromagnetic wave having continuous distribution of energy over the space where the wave extended. Therefore, by wave theory, in the case of photoelectric effect, the electrons on the surface of the metal absorb the energy continuously. The amount of energy absorbed will depend on the intensity of the wave, that is the amplitude of electric and magnetic fields of the wave. Hence, the total kinetic energy of these surface electrons are supposed to increase with the increase in intensity no matter what its frequency is. But in the case of photoelectric effect, there is a threshold value of frequency for the emission of electrons, which the wave theory is unable to explain. Now, as far as the absorption of energy by surface electrons is concerned, it takes place over the entire wavefront of the radiation. In this case, the energy absorbed per electron per unit time is small, and it can take hours for the energy of the electron to exceed the work function and come out of the metal. But photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process, and hence wave theory is in contrast to this. That is, photoelectric emission takes place the moment light falls on a photosensitive material. Now, the wave theory is unable to explain the most basic features of photoelectric emission. Hence came the Einstein's photoelectric equation. That is, in 1905, Albert Einstein gave the photoelectric equation. According to him, photoelectric emission does not take place by continuous absorption of energy from radiation, but radiation energy is built up of discrete units. That's the so-called quanta of energy of radiation. And it is given by the product of h nu, where h is the Planck's constant and nu is the frequency of the radiation. Now, in photoelectric effect, an electron absorbs a quantum of energy of radiation. If this quantum of energy absorbed exceeds the minimum energy needed for the electron to escape from the metal surface, that is the work function phi 0, the electron is emitted with maximum kinetic energy. More tightly bound electrons will emerge with kinetic energies less than the maximum value. The intensity of light at a given frequency depends on the number of photons incident per second. Increasing the intensity will increase the number of emitted electrons. But the energy of the emitted electrons depends on the energy of each photon. Now, the photoelectric equation can be mathematically expressed as K max is equal to h nu minus phi 0, where K max is the kinetic energy of the emitted electron, h is the Planck's constant, nu is the frequency, and phi 0 is the work function. Now, the above equation is called the Einstein's photoelectric equation. So, according to this, K max depends linearly on frequency and is independent of intensity of radiation in agreement with observation. This has happened because in Einstein's picture, photoelectric effect arises from the absorption of a single quantum of radiation by a single electron. Since K max must be non-negative, photoelectric emission is possible only if h nu is greater than phi 0. which is the work function of the material, or nu greater than nu zero, the threshold frequency, and where nu zero is equal to phi zero by h. Now in Einstein's picture, the basic elementary process involved in photoelectric effect is the absorption of a light quantum by an electron. This process is instantaneous. Thus, whatever may be the intensity, that is the number of quanta of radiation per unit area per unit time, photoelectric emission is instantaneous. Now, from the photoelectric equation, we can get a relation between stopping potential and frequency. That is, photoelectric equation Kmax is equal to h nu minus phi 0, and Kmax is equal to E into V0, where V0 is the stopping potential. Comparing these two equations, we can write E into V0 is equal to h nu minus phi 0, or V0 is equal to h by E into nu minus phi 0 by E. Based on this equation, we can plot a graph between stopping potential and the frequency of radiation. It is a straight line as shown in this figure. Now, particle nature of light, the photon. Now, according to Einstein, light is consisting of photons. A photon possesses energy as well as momentum. The other characteristics of photon is described below. That is, in interaction of radiation with matter, radiation behaves as if it is made up of particles called photons. That is, each photon has energy E, which is equivalent to h nu, and momentum P, which is equivalent to h nu by c, and speed c, where c is the speed of light. Now, all photons of light of a particular frequency nu or wavelength lambda have the same energy E is equal to h nu or hc by lambda, and momentum P is equal to h nu by c or h by lambda, whatever the intensity of radiation may be. By increasing the intensity of light of given wavelength, there is only an increase in the number of photons per second crossing a given area, with each photon having the same energy. Thus, photon energy is independent of intensity of radiation. Now, photons are electrically neutral and are not deflected by electric and magnetic fields. And in a photon particle collision, that is, in the case a photon collides with an electron, the total energy and total momentum are conserved. However, the number of photons may not be conserved in a collision. That is, photon may be absorbed or a new photon may be created. So this is the end of this video. In this video, I have discussed the Einstein's photoelectric equation. If you have got any doubt, please comment in the section below. Thank you.